slight adjustment of the magnifying loupe. You can see it too, can't you? The way the ink hasn't quite settled into the fibers of the paper yet. It's still fresh, still pulsing with the residual energy of the hand that held the pen only moments ago. And this paper, it's heavy, isn't it? A substantial cream-colored weight for a very substantial moment. But look here, right at the start of your name. See that tiny, almost imperceptible feathering at the edge of the first stroke? Your hand was trembling just a fraction as you signed this. It's all right. Most people try to hide their vulnerability behind a firm grip, but the ink never lies to me. Before we go any deeper into what your hand is telling me, I'm so glad you decided to step into the studio tonight. If you find peace in these observations, please do consider subscribing to my channel, liking our time together, and leaving a soft comment below. It helps me reach those who need this quiet, focused space as much as you do, and it ensures we can continue these sessions together. The rain is quite heavy tonight, isn't it? Listen to it drumming against the large windows. It creates such a perfect cocoon for us here. Just the warm amber glow of this single desk lamp, the comforting scent of cedarwood and aged parchment, and the truth written in your own hand. I appreciate you coming so late. I've found that the urgency to be read, to be truly witnessed, often doesn't strike until the rest of the world has gone quiet. When you spend all your daylight hours being exactly what everyone else expects, you can start to feel a bit invisible. You aren't invisible here. You're the only thing I'm focused on. Let's look at your baseline first. See how the letters don't quite sit flat on the imaginary line. There's a subtle, graceful downward tilt toward the end of your surname. It tells me of a profound exhaustion, a weight you've been carrying in your chest that you haven't yet found a safe place to set down. You're tired, aren't you? Not just the kind of tired that sleep can fix, but a weariness of the soul. Yet, look at the very first initial, that sharp, confident, upward flick. There is still such incredible ambition there, such a persistent drive to be more and to do more. You are a person caught in a delicate tug of war between a great soaring dream and a very, very tired heart. I want to look closer at the individual letters now to see exactly where that tension is hiding. Look here at how you cross your T's. The bar is set so high, almost detached from the stem, floating there like a distant horizon. It shows me that your goals are incredibly lofty, perhaps even intimidatingly so. You set the bar high for yourself, don't you? You demand a level of excellence that most people wouldn't even dream of attempting. And the dots over your eyes, side. Can you see how my hand moves? The ridges are so deep, almost like braille. You weren't just writing your name, you were pressing into the paper with every ounce of your being. This heavy, forceful pressure tells me of your intensity and your passion, but it also reveals the sheer volume of what you're holding back. It's a physical manifestation of the tension you carry in your jaw and your shoulders, transferred through the nib of the pen and etched permanently into these fibers. You aren't just signing a document, you're leaving a mark of your own endurance. Let's turn it back over and look at the loopes. See the way you formed the Y at the end of your name. It's a very telling shape. In my field, we look at these lower zones to understand a person's more primal, grounded needs. See how full and rounded that loop is. It's a generous, soft curve that suggests a deep, perhaps even secret, craving for physical comfort and security. It's a nesting instinct, a quiet voice inside you that yearns for a sanctuary. Despite how much you push yourself out into the world, despite the professional armor you wear, there is a part of you that just wants to be tucked away, safe and warm, where the demands of the day can't reach you. You hide that softness behind your desk and your deadlines, but the ink has caught you. It's actually quite endearing, if you don't mind me saying so. Your capital letters are so sharp and disciplined, they look like they're wearing a perfectly tailored suit, standing at attention and ready for inspection. They represent the person you show to the world, the one who has everything under control. But these little lowercase letters, they tell a different story. They're softer, slightly more relaxed, and they seem to lean against one another for support. It's as if your lowercase letters are a tired soul that just wants to put its head down and be told that it's done enough for today. You try so hard to look sharp in the big moments, but your heart is whispering through the smaller ones. I want to move away from the shapes for a moment and look at the architecture of the signature as a whole. We've talked about the ink and the pressure, but there is so much to be found in the silence of the page. I'm starting to notice the way you've spaced these characters. There's a specific rhythm to the gaps you've left between the letters, the private self hiding in the internal spacing. It's as if you're carefully managing the distance between your public persona and the person you are when arm's length to ensure that no one can get close enough to see the cracks. You use this space as a buffer, a sanctuary of solitude, because it feels safer to be alone than to be misunderstood. But even islands need a bridge, and I can see how much energy it takes for you to maintain those borders. My voice is probably just a murmur to you now, but I want you to hear this clearly. The ink tells me that you are tired of being the one who always has to have the answers. There is a specific, delicate tension in the way your pen hesitated here. It reveals a hidden craving for a safe harbor. You spend so much of your life taking the lead, making the decisions, and being the pillar for everyone else. But right here, in this tiny tremor of the script, I see the desire to simply let go, to have someone else take the lead for once, to provide a space where you don't have to ask for care because it's already being given. You want to be seen, truly seen, without having to explain the weight you're carrying. Look closely at this edge, where the ink has bled slightly into the grain of the paper. It's a phenomenon we call feathering. It happens when the paper is thirsty, or when the ink is applied with such a heavy heart that it can no longer contain itself. It's a perfect mirror for how you move through your days. You absorb the stress, the expectations, and the emotions of everyone around you until you are saturated. You've become so full of other people's needs that you're starting to lose the sharp edges of your own. You're bleeding out into the world, giving away pieces of yourself until there's a soft blur where there should be a clear boundary. It's exhausting to be the person who holds everything together, isn't it? But I want you to know that this isn't a failure of character. The strength I see in these strokes is immense, but even the most resilient ink needs time to settle, to dry, and to simply be. Your need for intimacy, for someone to reach across that white space and hold your hand, isn't a weakness. It's a beautiful, essential part of your script. It's the human element that makes this signature more than just a mark on a page. It makes it a map of a soul that deserves rest. You've worked so hard to be strong, to be the ink that never fades. But here, in this room, you are allowed to be still. You are allowed to let the page be blank for a while. You don't have to be the one in charge right now. Just let the silence of the paper hold you. I'm lifting the edges of this heavy, cream-colored paper now, letting it settle back into the depth of the leather-bound folder with a soft Our session is concluding, and with it, the need for any more scrutiny or analysis. I'm sliding the folder to the edge of the desk, moving it out of the warm circle of light from the lamp, just as you should move the worries of the day out of your mind. I want you to try and mirror the relaxed slant we talked about earlier. Imagine your body is a single, elegant stroke of ink on a vast, soft page. Let your shoulders drop, following that natural, downward slope of a peaceful signature. Feel the weight of your limbs sinking into the mattress, much like the way heavy ink sinks into the fibers of expensive parchment. There is no tension needed here, no resistance, just a steady, rhythmic flow, matching the soft patter of the rain against the glass. Each drop is a reminder that the world is taking care of itself outside. And for now, your only responsibility is to exist in this quiet space I've created for you. You don't have to sign for anything else tonight. There are no more forms to fill, no more expectations to meet, and no more roles to perform. You aren't the leader, the biller, or the professional right now. You are simply a soul in need of stillness, and you have found it. I can see your breathing has slowed, the pace becoming as steady and calm as a practiced hand. That's it. Just let go. The ink has dried. in the